just going to pull the front panel off of here, and then you'll see the inside of the PC. So generally when you get your PC, they've got these small nuts on them, and most of the time they're not going to be very tight. Sometimes some manufacturers will put them on quite tight, so you've got to use a screwdriver. Most of the time just have them finger tight and that should hold them in place. You want to make sure to hold the glass panel when you're taking it off, because as soon as I undo the screw, which has fallen on the floor, that comes straight off. We're going to put that there for now, and where is that glue on?
I've got some shots glasses here, because in case that kind of thing happens, to put screws and things in.
Yes.
As we go along.
Okay. Now in your case, you should always have some screw nuts. And then some power connectors for all your custom buttons that come with it. This here we've got some USBs, headphone, microphone. I have no idea what that is, power button. Alright, so as you can see here, we've got these small nuts, mounts. They're always gold, most of the time at least. That's what your motherboard mounts on. That is the ATX configuration. And what we're going to do here is we're going to fit the power supply in first.
It wouldn't go that way up because the fan won't be sucking any air in.
Oh yes, so it goes this way.
You'll have to edit all this out. So you can see the power supply, which in itself is going to get quite hot, has a big fan in it. So this one, we wanted to suck the air out of the case and push it outside of the box. So this is going to be mounted with the fan down, facing down, and then you have it's pretty self-explanatory, that's where the mains plugs in. So we want it to be that way up and in there like that. Now this is quite heavy, so we've got to make sure that that's screwed and mounted in there. You have got a packet of little screws that have come with it, and again at the back I think we might need an extra light, you know, for the filming. You have to line the holes up on the power supply and put the screws in, which Ben's going to do now.
Lower it, as you're holding it too high. There we go.
And it has got a kind of a little bit of a ledge inside the case. If you can get two of them in, then I can let go of it. I'll feel confident. So I think one, maybe put one in this bottom corner.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Now normally I wouldn't put the power supply in until last. It's just that because this is mounted at the top and the size inside the case, I think it's going to be easier to put this in before the motherboard, but it may turn out that's not a good idea and we'll have to take it out again. We call the type of lead, the power supply lead for the computer, kettle lead.
Intentional.
It's alright, no one saw that.
Would you like
We
to-
call it a kettle lead because if you go and look at some kettles, you'll see it's the same type of lead, unless you have a baseless kettle like we do. So if ever you're looking for a power supply, you can always nick one off the kettle. Are they nice and secure? And is that all of them? There's just 4 goes in there. Okay, that feels pretty secure. That's pretty good. So that's the power supply in. We're going to leave this box of connectable leads until the very end when we've got everything else in.
Time for the motherboard. Right, so inside here we have the MSI X399 SLI Plus. Now once again, very overkill. And in the link of
anti-static, please, really,
Yes.
on this one. And what do you get in the bottom of the box for it?
we get all the cables
Oh,
and drivers. Don't worry about that. Yeah, so in some of the links we'll leave, not for these exact specs because it's a bit high. We'll leave a bit of a cheaper system, but still very high performance. for more of an average gamer if you're looking to build a PC on a serious budget.
Okay, I'm going to put the anti-static bracelet on now because the motherboard really is something that there is a danger it can cook and fry. Static, ever remember rubbing a balloon on your head when you were a kid?
Where have the nuts gone?
I put them here inside the case. So now I'm going to lay the PC flat on his side so that we've got a bit more clear access, I think. Okay, so I've now got the PC on its side, power units mounted, got the anti-static on. These are gold mounts and they are in the right place for our motherboard configuration. This is what we were talking about before, that your holes have to be lined up. Right, so we have the PC on its side and we've got to line up these gold mounts with holes that are on our motherboard, and then we're going to use little tiny black screws. So I'm wearing the anti-static, being very careful, and this is the motherboard. So this is where the processor is going to be plugged in, and then we have the memory slots obviously either side, and then these are for various cards, example graphics card, and I think this has some sort of RGB on it as well. There's many other things going on there on that motherboard which I won't go into, and then you can see it's all soldered very nicely and neatly. So, and then on the side of the motherboard, this has got to be exposed externally on the side of the case for plugging in various headphones, Ethernet cables, all those sort of things. So the case has a hole here. This has to go that way round. So I'm going to be very careful.
Don't place it in yet.
Why?
Don't place the I/O shield in first.
Alright.
Are you ever going to get it in? Essentially, you've got this I/O shield. You always pop this into it before placing the motherboard in. Otherwise, you realise it too late, and then you have to take the whole motherboard out.
Is that the right way round?
Yes, it is.
No, I don't think so.
Other way round, sorry.
No one can see that I/O shield, you know. You went, oh, I'm going to show you this.
You've always got to be a bit aggressive with the I/O shield. So that just pops in. Oh!
Don't swear.
I'm not swearing. This thing's very thin. So this is what it looks like. It varies between motherboards.
And then that will go over. Make sure you get it the right way round as well.
Yes.
Then, so the two goes. That's it. And it should just kind of click into place. They can be a bit fiddly. To get them to
A bit fiddly, yeah. Only a bit. I hate I/O shields.
Do you want me to try?
Yeah, go ahead. See if you can.
I'm just going to put the motherboard down carefully on the anti-static.
It's not in. It's the bottom corner.
What, this corner here?
Bottom corner. Yeah.
You got a hammer? There's a hammer in the garden. If all else fails. This looks really bad. Can you film me for a minute? This looks really bad, I know, but needs must. It is actually only a plastic thing that's going in. There's no components in there apart from the power unit, and I'm not going to hit it with that. Wouldn't strongly advise using taking a hammer to your PC. I just got to get this bottom.
Hang on.
I think you successfully hit it.
There's
Yes.
a piece here that's sticking out.
That's
What's
it.
that?
Don't worry about that.
No, it's not in properly.
It is, trust me.
Are you sure? No, it's
No.
not.
For fuck's.
I'm gonna make you look like a right now from the start.
Where are my glasses?
Those bushy eyebrows ain't gonna help you this time.
Technical difficulties with an IO shield. Does that make sense? Your body is the motherboard.
Okay,
The IO shield is
I think so.
Yeah,
It's not going to go anywhere. Don't do that, please. It's not going to go anywhere.
success!
Right, okay, so just clean that bit of hammer dust out there. It's also really important to keep the PC clean inside. So, now we've got the... Can you see that all right? Are you even paying attention while I'm doing this?
Not at all.
Right, I'm going to very, very, very carefully put the motherboard in. And then lifting it and placing it carefully, not dragging it, line it up with all of the holes. That's one. Two.
Would you
prefer a
way to do it? If you can line up the top
And it's got a middle one, it has another one there and another one there. So that is actually lined up.
Yep, that's good.
Is that all lined up okay? Right, now we need the first... You got a selection of screws and a couple of extra spare little mounts if you want them for your motherboard. So... I could really do with a magnetic screwdriver actually, Ben. I'm going to put the middle one in first, just to anchor it. You don't want it too tight, just nice and firm, but don't like really wrench down on it. I've got the two main middle ones in, so we need another one. Ooh, that's going to be difficult with a screwdriver like that. You need a longer screwdriver, it's got to go right down that thing.
Nah, it'd be fine.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, here.
Well, let's start with the ones that we can reach, easily accessible. Man, this power supply is really in the way here.
That one might work better for the
Aha! Yes, that one will work a lot better. Okay, and we just... Now you don't want to do these screws too tight, just tight enough where if you want to undo them, then you
She's
can.
already covered that point.
What the hell are all these leads for? I don't remember.
Yeah, this power... Oh god.
Well, that's incredibly creepy.
What?
I've just seen someone walk into the bed. Like, from here.
Right, okay.
It's completely
No! What?
lost.
Got the screw underneath that.
Under
Don't-
what? Oh.
No, it's... Chill out. You know, you're gonna
lost.
leave it alone.
He's lost the screw. You need to do a
Fine.
recovery mission.
You can just push it.
We could really do with a magnetic screwdriver.
Ah.
Oh, it is a magnetic screwdriver. Then put the screw on the screwdriver, fool.
Gosh.
And then let it go down.
Why did you get such a large screwdriver?
Well, it's the only one I could find.
Sure it is.
Oh,
I've
what
got
do you mean?
1, 2, 3, and I need the 4th.
Where? Show me. You've
well-
got one.
One's gone in there, one's gone in there, one's gone in there.
Why have you put such a big one there?
No, that's not. No, it's here.
So I've only used little ones. Why are you using such fucking big ones?
Are they different sized ones?
Yes.
Oh, that explains why it's not going in all the way.
Look, I'll get them out for you. Oh, for fuck's sake. So you need 1, 2, 3, 4. You just need 4. That's it.
Slight issue.
Right, I'll have a fag and drink my tea while you're pissing around with that. Don't forget to put those ones back in here, because they must be important.
I can't get it out. It's not magnetic. Let's just put it that way. And it won't come out.